My name's Roslyn Brown. I'm a Ngunnawal elder. My people are the traditional owners of the ACT and region. I grew up in a town in New South Wales on the outskirts of the town called Tumut, and I myself grew up in poverty with my family. We didn't go to school very much because of the racism at the school and racism on the bus, and so we didn't feel welcome to go to school or to get on the bus. So I do have an in-depth understanding of racism and poverty in this region. Well, it just makes people feel like they're the lowest form of life on the planet, and that's how we felt. We were told we were the lowest form of life on the planet, and that does nothing for the human spirit. So life's like a stage, and we're actors, and once people are told what they are constantly in a negative way, they end up playing it out. I think the other causes of poverty is being left off the radar, no matter what your background is. I think also lack of education and lack of support, community support, social services. People end up homeless and just lose hope in life. Yes, there were people that didn't want Aboriginal children going to the mainstream schools. There were parents that did use to write letters of complaint. With myself, it was mainly the other kids and the racism coming at me, and the horrible names that my siblings and I were called at the time. And then just not thinking you're good enough. As I said, it all goes back to what the society sees you as, and we were seen as the lowest form of life on the planet. I overcame it later on in life, not in my earlier years. I just think that, well, I do believe that we do have a strong resilience. There are certain people that have that strength inside of us, because even though we were told that a negative view of us out in the mainstream, when we were home, the family unit had a different view, and that we were good people and that encouraged to do better and told that there was new opportunities for us by our old people. So I think the resilience in me was to be able to get work, and I was always drawn to education. I really liked education, and I liked to support people and encourage them to get an education, and then they can go on and do better in their lives. I think if we do, and we really mean it, and we want to help people, we have to learn the skills ourselves to be able to empower other people. So I think we have to empower ourselves, and there is the need for empathy and kindness and compassion. So once we learn those skills, I think that we have a better start, but also we have to find a balance with those skills so that our kindness, empathy and compassion isn't seen as weakness, because a lot of people have been treated so brutally in their lives, they're not really used to empathy and kindness, and they think that they may see you as being a weaker person because they don't have the confidence in themselves, and they also feel that they're not good enough, so why are you being kind? Well, ruthless is so spread so widely. I think we do really need to stop people thinking that being kind is weak and too far to the left and crazy. I think there needs to be a balance of who you are, how you present yourself, and how you want the person that you're working with to know who they are and how they present themselves. Education. Encourage them to get education, build their resilience, support them and give them confidence so that you do tap into that resilience inside of other people. I think they need to be nurtured, but not nurtured whereas you're a crutch. They see you as a crutch to lean on, or you make yourself a crutch. I think that it's like helping a toddler to walk. You've got to let them go and do it themselves eventually. So I think that's the way to go to help people get out of poverty, and to see a different view of life, a different look at life through a different window. The basic needs of your human rights as a person, and that is shelter, work if they can get it. They're treated better by society and not looked down upon. I think it is a whole of society thing that we have to do to help people, not just a few people helping. Society, there needs to be a paradigm shift about helping people. I went to Sydney about a week ago, and I seen a person laying. I was on a bus, and I seen a person laying in the middle of the footpath asleep on his swag, and I just felt so sad, thinking that that person was a child once, and what happened to him to get him there. So I think you have to think in those terms too if you're going to help people, and work with them for the next steps in their life journey of where they want to go. Everyone can play a role. Society needs to change and soften, and stop thinking that it's weak to be kind and to have empathy. Like I said before, it's got to be included. They're human traits, and we're suppressing them for some reason because we fear that we're going to be seen as weak.